Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone who has joined, depending on what part of the world you've joined us for this program. There's love in the air. Today is Valentine's Day, and we decided that no play is not good for work. So today we're here just to play and just to talk about love, the importance of love in our lives, and how when we are genuinely and truly loved, how it can affect our personal and career growth in our lives. So instead of just celebrating, exchanging gifts, eating and visiting each other, today we decided let's talk about love and how powerful is love and how um, it affects everything that we do in our lives. So kindly bear with me as I try to turn off my phones. So you're all welcome. And today's topic is about love, how it affects our personal growth and our career growth. And so what is love? There's so many definitions of love, but the one I really want to talk about today, it's more about the agape love. That love that is unconditional, that love that is so bold and kind enough to allow everybody the space to be themselves, that love that teaches, that love that guides, that love that is a mirror for you to do better. So that is the kind of love we want to talk about today. That love that makes you wanting to move from point A to point B, that love that inspires you, that motivates you to be your best, that love that brings the best in you. And that's what I want to share today. And I also want to share how the effects of love on in my life, in my personal life, in my career, and as I interact with the different sponsors and partners all over the world, and what love has done to bring me to where I am today. So love is powerful. Dr. Vivian said love is sacrificial. Love is sacrificial, and that is why it's agape love. Love is very sacrificial. When you see a love that is selfless, you will see growth, you will see love, you will see happiness, you will see laughter. But when you see love that is controlling, love that is puffed up, love that is selfish, it drains everything around. It makes everything dries up because it dries you up emotionally, dries you up financially, it dries you up mentally, it dries you up emotionally. And once you are in that situation, what gets affected? You get personally affected emotionally. You don't have any desire to improve yourself or to do better. Emotionally, you're a wreck. You become sad. Life does not interest you anymore. So love is sacrificial. And he says, love becomes even more meaningful when it's supported by stability, clarity, and independence. One of the most overlooked forms of self-love is financial growth. And so, at Expert Professional and Business Women's Network International, so I must always connect every topic to financial independence and financial growth, because that is what this platform was established for, to support women to build their capacity, to help them set up their businesses, to help them grow in their careers, to help them to be independent financially and independent emotionally. Because if you're not emotionally independent, it becomes a drag to find your financial bearing. So love is something that gives you stability, that gives you clarity, and gives you independence. What about financial growth? A lot of women who encounter very toxic love, very difficult love, and they are not financially empowered. It's very difficult for them to leave the toxic relationship because they become dependent. They suffer from Stockholm syndrome where they are afraid to step out. They are afraid to try new things out there. So financial independence for a woman with love comes hand in hand. So if you are financially empowered, you can love freely and you can love without fear and you can love without having plan B and you can love without having ulterior motives. Love becomes very pure because that thing that would have made you being afraid, being stranded and penniless, it has already been taken care of. So what you are looking for now is more of emotional support. It's more of genuine love, affection, romance, something that gives you this stability and clarity and independence that love has just been described like. Why financial growth matters in the context of love? Why? Love makes things thrive where there is balance. Where there is love, things grow. But where there isn't genuine love, because like I said, there are so many definitions of love. And so you will choose what love means to you. But for me, love is sacrificial and is agape. Love for me is that thing that allows me to allow everybody around me grow, be successful, be happy, and for them to be themselves. And for me to be able to accommodate them. And for me to be able to nurture them to bring out the best in them. That in the next few months they are with me, they can see growth, they are comfortable to trust me. So love also comes with trust. So financial independence and love goes hand in hand. When you see a woman who is financially independent, she doesn't get angry easily. It's easier for her to love. It's easier for her to tolerate. It's easier for her to be friendly. But when a woman is burdened with financial dependency, she's very rash, very erratic, because her needs are not being met. And she knows that the things she wants to do is controlled by the person who holds the piper. And so her happiness and her love is tied to her emotional stability, whether we like it or not. You know, yes, there are a lot of women who are being kept by their husbands and different family members, but it's never the same like your own. And that satisfaction has been denied you to be able to be productive financially, to fit into your self-care. So I'll be talking about what love is, and we have Dr. Ogola Onazi here, who will be talking about you having self-care. How do you translate your financial independence through love to take care of yourself? And as we speak here, we're not being feminist. We're talking about real life situation, how a woman functions. What are the variables and dynamics of a woman that makes her happy to the point where she's able to love freely without inhibitions, without fears, without skepticism, and without being unnecessarily irrational. And that is why today, of all days where love is being shared, we wanted to share this love with you, for you to understand that being in love doesn't make you stupid. And being in love doesn't make you wanting yourself to be dependent on anybody. Being expressing love and receiving love should be something that empowers you, not something that makes you feel stranded, helpless, and hopeless. So today, it's going to be an interactive session, but I just wanted to start up introducing the topic, which is the power of love, the effects of love on our personal growth and our career growth. A lot of women suffer setback from loving because when you are in a relationship where you have to make compromises, or like Dr. Vivian said, being sacrificial. There are certain times in your life you have to let go of your livelihood just to support your spouse. And on the other hand, your spouse may also do the same for you. And so at one point or the other in your life, you have been vulnerable, left financially stranded. So that also puts a hold on your career. A lot of women, especially for me, who is a spouse of a diplomat, who, due to the work of my husband, takes me from one country to the other. I can speak from experience that there are some countries I go to, I go with him and I flourish very well. I make money. I'm financially independent. I'm happy. In those countries, I was happier. I was able to do things that I wanted to do that was beneficial to the family. I was able to contribute to the financial stability of the home. I was able to cover up for where there are gaps financially in our budgets. So I understand what it means to be financially independent and also to be vulnerable, dependent financially on a spouse. So today, love is all about, in whatever situation you find yourself, you must find that security. And that is why it says that here, the most meaningful thing about love is that you must feel that stability, clarity, and independence. Now, how do we achieve that? If we have to love, we have to love with knowing that love does not deprive us of being who we should be or attain financial growth if we aspire to do that. So today, we just want to, I want you to understand that as we celebrate Valentine, as people buy you gift and you receive gift, are you able also to buy gift from your hard work for your loved ones? That is something that you should think about because love is sacrificial. So as we celebrate Valentine, and if at this point in time in 2026, you're financially dependent, by the time next year, 2027, when we are also celebrating love, I pray that you will be financially um, independent because then you would have worked on your financial growth that will come forth as love. You know, it says when a woman is financially secure, she shows up in her relationship with confidence, not fear. She loves from a place of abundance, not dependence. Financial clarity reduces stress, arguments, and silent resentment, creating space for healthier connection. So love encourages that every person in a relationship, whether it's a spousal relationship, whether it's a mutual relationship, whether it's a sibling relationship, it is almost mandatory that you must be financially independent so that you both support each other, so that you don't become a snare or a burden to the rest of the family or the family that is your own. So love and finance goes hand in hand. And I'm sure a lot of you here will really would appreciate being financially dependent, to experience that love that has no fear, and love that doesn't make you feel vulnerable, and love that gives you the clarity, emotional clarity, that is not at every turn you feel, oh, this is happening because I'm not financially strong. Oh, he's doing this or she's doing that because I'm not financially strong. And that takes away the joy in loving and receiving love. So that's why today, the Expert Professional and Business Women's Network decided, let's talk about this issue that has been swept under the carpet. It's an issue as sensitive as love and financial independence, and as love as a sacrificial thing. I know we're here not preaching feminist, because feminism has been stretched so far that everything that is meaningful and useful to women now is branded as feminism. We're here talking about the survivor. What are the skills? What are the needs? What are the variables and dynamics that a woman needs to be successful and at the same time be happy, being loved and return love in a relationship? A woman with her income speaks boldly because she knows she has options. So when we talk about women having options, the first thing that comes to mind that is misinterpreted is divorce or separation. No, a woman being financially empowered necessarily is not going to jeopardize her marriage or her relationship because of her financial independence. More so, she will use her financial independence to build a stronger home, to fill in the gaps where there are financial gaps, to fill in the emotional gaps, then because then she will have enough money to pamper, to create a loving and caring environment in her home. So when women talk about having financial independence and make them speak, have a voice at the table, they're not talking about being equals with men. They're talking about being that person who is able to reach her potential, who is able to build that supporting pillar in her home, in her community, amongst her extended family. And that's what it's all about. And because love can be expressed by words, can be expressed by action, and can be also expressed financially, which nowadays is almost what speaks louder than affection. So it is important to love sacrificially. And as a woman, we're built to love sacrificially with our love, our emotions, our mental health, our finances. We love. But now we want to talk about how do we love in a way that it affects our career growth. So as a woman, when you love financially, you must make sure that you are financially secured for any emergencies, any loopholes, anything that will make you vulnerable and able to stand or be bold to have a voice at the table. You must try everything as a woman to make sure that you're not that woman. And that's what love is all about. They say a happy woman is a happy mother and a happy wife. But when a woman is not happy, everything around her becomes sour. She becomes an irritant. Everything annoys her. Everything drains her. And she sees life in a different lens. So love, finances come hand in hand. They go hand in hand. They work together to give you that love, that safety, that clarity, that stability and independence that every human being needs. It's not just because you're a woman that you need it. It's not just because you're a man that you need. Every human being must have clarity, must have stability, and must have independence. And that is what love embodies. Love is not being foolishly positioned in such a way that excuse me, in such a way that you are emotionally drained and financially drained. So love for a woman is so important. It's almost as a second nature to a woman, because when a woman loves, she loves with everything. And so today, in the spirit of love, we want us as women, as men, as children, to love in a way where we put ourselves in a position where we are able to give sacrificially and also receive sacrificially. So, financial empowerment, what does that do for a woman? It accelerates her overall growth. She can invest in her education, skills, and personal development. Like I'm saying, these are things that I'm a testimony of that, because I have 5 kids. I've been wanting to do my master's. I will start a master's, and because of financial inability, I will drop out. I will start again because I'm determined to have my PhD. We'll do everything. And when you have kids in schools, international schools, paying international school fees, it's so difficult for you as a parent to want to jump on the bandwagon that you want to go and improve yourself. You want to go to have all the educations you desire. But I never lost touch of my dreams. And last year, Just because I kept on hoping and holding on to my dreams. Last year, reality came. I was offered a fully paid MBA master's degree in the UK. It might look so simple or so minute to somebody else, but to me, I know the struggle. I know where I'm coming from. I know how I have desired to have this thing for the past almost 15, 20 years. And it's just now, when my last son is 22 years old, that I'm able to go back to school and go back to school comfortably because somebody else is picking the bills for me. So financial independence with love goes hand in hand. You must be able to be in a position where you pick up your bills so that you are able to execute your ambition and your desires at the right time and you're not on the queue. So love is all about even you making sure you prepare yourself to the extent where your immediate family or friends are not burdened by your inability to take care of your needs. So love also protects. Love also provides. Love also is considerate. So when we talk about love, then we have to understand that you have to prepare yourself to give that love sacrificially because you cannot give what you don't have. And so, in our careers, if you are in a toxic relationship, you will not be able to grow emotionally, mentally, or financially. And once you're unable to grow in these areas, then you are stagnated. You become unhappy. Love doesn't mean anything to you anymore. Life becomes a struggle, and you see life from the lens of, not being loved, not being appreciated, not achieving your aims and your ambitions. She can prioritize self-care without guilt. She becomes a role model for her children and community. She gains the freedom to dream bigger and pursue opportunities that once felt out of reach. That was me at one time. So love, career, and personal growth, they go hand in hand. We cannot separate them. I was listening to one documentary the other day, and the woman was saying that the most unhappy people are married women, and the happy ones are married men and single women. And you'll be wondering, why would that be the equation that the most unhappy people will be married women? Because supposedly we're supposed to have it all, have husbands, sons and daughters, a home, etc. But you know why most married women are unhappy? Because they lack the financial independence to achieve their dreams and to be that support financially at home. So after years of not being able to be financially independent, you start seeing yourself in a hopeless situation. So love, as sacrificial as it is, must also provide, must also protect in a relationship. When a woman earns, her voice rises. Love grows deeper with independence, is where independence is present. Financial freedom is a woman's loudest yes and strongest no. A financially empowered woman is unstoppable in love and in life. Your money strengthens your voice, your choices, and your future. Love beautifully, grow financially, stands confidently. Thank you. I will now hand over to Dr. Ogola Onazi if she's finally situated herself at home where she take over from me.
Yes, I am.
How you can translate your love, agape love, into financial independence and into being a loving, kind, deliberate, compassionate, wholesome human being, a woman. Thank you. Ogolo, I yield the floor to you.
Thank you, and thank you.
Can
you hear me?
You said you needed to show slides?
Yes, you need to make me a host. If that is not possible, I can.
It's not possible
Can
because
you make?
because I'm recording, if I make you the host, I tried to do you co-host, but
Oh,
there's no option.
okay. Don't worry. Don't
Okay.
worry. I'll talk. I'll talk to my slide.
Okay. So I'm going
Thank
to
you.
let me pin you up here so we can okay, here we go.
All right then. Okay. Good evening, ladies. I can't see participants. I don't know if there's a gentleman joining us, but if not, good evening, everyone, and happy Valentine.
Yeah.
Good to have you join us for this evening conversation. Uh, Let me start by saying I'll post a link in the chat box as we're rounding off. If you click it and join the group that we are setting up, it's called Emerging Women. What we're trying to do is to build a community of women where we can share some of these life experiences together. Maybe um, we're still looking at logistics with Princess Ibrahim-Pam to see whether we'll have a monthly free session, just talk about how to balance our lives as women with all the things we do. In summary, from all she said, love is many things. Love affects so many things. Love answers many things, but never lose touch with your dreams. And I'll say one thing this year, 2026, if you have desires and goals that you have not written down yet, then know that you are still living a wishful life. Because any goal that you have not written down, you cannot walk on. So let's start from that point. So this evening, I'll be talking about self-love, living a balanced life. And in terms of introduction, um, let me also say that this session is going to have a lot of reflective questions for us to answer so that the way I like going about it is to have us think deep. There are certain things that we don't maybe take a bit for granted, and it helps when we have somebody help us reflect on those things. I hope this is not going to go to the all right. So love, as she said, is you can't give what you don't have. So self-love is indeed something that is sacrificial, something that you let go of to be able to get something. So love is not only romantic because it includes loving yourself, having an emotional balance, having purpose, having your relationships defined, and having healthy backgrounds and boundaries. So if I ask you now, what does love mean to you in one word? What would you say it is? If you reflect on your life as it is now, what area of life currently needs more balance? Like I said, I'm going to be asking a lot of reflective questions so that we can position ourselves properly for the year 2026. So, understanding love beyond romance. Love as a choice, not just a feeling. You should be able to choose what you love and not have it thrust on you. Self-love as the foundation of loving. If you don't love yourself, you cannot give love to the next person. You first need to understand love. And I think we need to move away from thinking, I love you is the answer to so many things, because it takes more than that. Love expressed through actions and not just words. A lot of us mouth I love you, but deep down what we're going through does not depict that love that we're voicing. So you cannot, again, I say, give what you don't have. Self-awareness improves relationship. Once you know yourself and know where you are coming from and where you stand, it's easier for you to have that kind of emotional maturity that strengthens love. So again, a reflective question I would say is, what kind of love do you currently give? Are you reactive or intentional? Because when you're reactive, it means that you love when you are loved. If you are intentional, it comes to you effortlessly. It's something you do without thinking about it. It's something you're able to express on a daily basis without timing yourself. Self-love is indeed a season of love, right? Love is in the air everywhere. Everywhere is red. But a big question is, where is the love? Is it outside you or it's inside you? Have you taken time out to love yourself and beloved yourself so that you can now give love to somebody else? So our aim basically today is to share with you the necessary or the necessity for loving yourself without guilt. Like Princess said, once you are married and the kids come, priorities kind of shift. You are worried about the husband and then the children, and then you come third. Not a problem. But when you do something for yourself, love yourself, you should do it without feeling guilty. You should do it because you do understand what love is. Will help you balance your ambition and rest. If you've been up, down, I don't want to say, there's school runs, there's keeping the home, there's pursuing your business or career. So many things are going on at the same time. Would you, would it be out of place for you to say, this weekend, I'm putting my feet up and I just want to binge watch some movies that I haven't seen in like a week or two without feeling guilty? Some of us are lucky in us that would actually say, okay, so you want a break this weekend, I'll give you a break. Just take it easy. Breakfast in bed, coffee to chill out, a drink made for you, and things like that. When you do this or experience that kind of love, don't feel guilty. That's what we're saying. That love yourself from within without feeling guilty. Now, managing expectations in relationship, it affects how we love. When what you expect from the people around you is heavier than what you can give, there's bound to be a problem. There's bound to be a problem because it won't take long before your spouse, your friends, your family start saying, all she does is take, she doesn't give. So when you understand love and you're doing it effortlessly, then you can keep your expectations in check, both for yourself and for the people around you. Because saying no without feeling selfish is something we need to do. I talked earlier about setting healthy boundaries. That is love. You cannot overdo yourself or overstress yourself because you're trying to make other people happy. And at the end of the day, you are grudgy, you're not happy, you complain about just about everything because your expectations may be a little bit too high than what the people around you can give. But don't measure what you give by what they give. Be yourself. Show that love. Be that love. Unfortunately, I would say women are wired for such. And I can tell you for sure, that a woman can love from point A to point 9. But when it is really have gotten to her, what happens between point 9 and 10 can make a great difference in everybody's life. If she does not have that love and balance, she can be loving, hardworking, nice, and everything from number 1 to number 8. But if she doesn't get it back, unfortunately, between 9 and 10 is that explosion. You can see that I am tired. Every time I give, every time it is no longer, I'm not taking it anymore. That point 9 to 10 can be a very crucial time to make or break the woman. Because that's when you now are disappointed. That's when you can be encouraged. That's when you can give up. That's when you can say, I don't want it anymore. So love yourself enough, manage your expectations to the point where you don't hurt yourself. What does a balanced life really mean? Now, there are 5 areas that are of concern to me. The
There's a
5
question
areas
in
are
the
one.
chat you can address later.
Yes, it popped up, yes. So 5 areas of balance that I worry about for every woman is emotional and mental health. Be sure that you are emotionally stable to be able to react to things at the right time and at the right place. Applying the 3 minute rule is always a step I take, especially when things get a bit too, it's getting a bit too toxic. If you have a problem with a friend, your spouse, family, or everything, that 3 minute rule helps you take a right decision most times. The 3 minute rule is simple. Count 1, 2, 3. You'll be amazed that what will come out of your mouth will be different from if you had spoken before counting. It helps you calm down. It helps you be in control. If there's one thing that we need to do is to have that emotional and mental health and be stable so that we take the right decisions in everything that we do. Our business, our career, our family, name it. The other area is relationship. I like it if you have a note pen with you, jot this down, the 5 areas for balance, your emotional and mental health. The second is your relationships. I said to myself in 2026, and I think we chatted a bit about it with Princess earlier this year, I'm not carrying the baggage of 2025 to 2026. I think I'm getting a bit too tired of doing things for people who don't appreciate what you're doing or are not ready, even when they are in a position to reciprocate that love. They don't give. I think some people are just wired to take. Some people are just wired to take. And that will, at a point, affect your own emotional and mental health. So you need to know where to draw the line. Your relationships should be defined enough so that you do not fall below expectations or give above what you should be able to give. Define the relationships that you're having this year, 2026. And then your work and purpose, areas of balance. That's what we're looking at. Your work and purpose in life. Have you even identified what your purpose in life is? Have you really identified what you're here for? Some of us journey through life. When we were kids, you would say, what do you want to be? Oh, a businesswoman, oh, a lawyer, a doctor, a this, a that. But I've seen somebody who studied zoology that is working in a bank. How do you relate that? Work and purpose. And she could be at that position because she needs to fend for herself. She needs the money. But you start asking yourself, so why did you study zoology? Was it your heart's desire? Was it your parents' wish? Why did you go that way? Why didn't you go do banking and finance so that you fit into what you're doing right now? Our work and purpose needs to align. It needs to balance. And the only way you can do that is to have good, purposeful clarity about what you want to do. If you don't, sweetheart, I can tell you, you will just keep running around for years until you finally get to where you are meant to be, where your purpose is. Then you find that things happen with ease. And then you're bound to sit down and say to yourself, why have things been so rough and tough? It's because that work and purpose had not been defined for a long time. Your physical well-being, how much of yourself are you taking care of? Do we see you and we wonder whether you are a society woman? Did you grow up in the open place? You know, you run through some of your friends or classmates and you're saying to yourself, what happened? What happened? Most times we forget to take care of ourselves. You see some people at 40, maybe looking 60. Why? There's so much they're carrying. They're carrying their own burden. They're carrying other people's burden. There's no time to even think of themselves. They don't eat right. They don't exercise. They don't rest. They don't take any holiday of any sort. It would definitely affect your well-being. The fifth is your spiritual and inner life. Anyone that you choose, I don't know what you bow down to, but whatever it is that you bow down to should hold a spiritual and sacred place in your heart, enough that you are able to find peace in that place. Who do you go to when things are rough for you? Are you running from pillar to post? Are you still running from friend A to friend B? When there's a God that answers all prayers, what is your relationship with your God? How deep are you in it? Do you see him as the one that can make things easy for you? So balance doesn't mean equal time. It means intentional attention. Like Princess mentioned when she was giving her session, that it's not about feminism. No, it's not equality of because you are a spouse, I will be too. No, it's not a competition. Our homes should be partnership. The love we share is sacrificial in the sense that you can give up a little for him to advance step A and B. But is the conversation you're having healthy enough for him to realize that you gave this up for me to do this? It's time for me to slow down so you can do this. We all have goals. We all have aspirations. Sometimes we live our lives without fulfilling our aspirations. So that fulfillment is lost for us, ladies, for most of our lifetime. And then so many women, when you see them at a point in their life, their success or achievement is mostly around other people. I do private coaching. And if there's one thing that I've realized is when you say to them, tell me what you have done, tell me what makes you feel fulfilled. You hear, oh, I got married early, I had my kids, I'm a grandmother, I'm a this, I'm a that. But who are you? Who are you? What have you done that is for you? So we lose balance most times because we are overworking ourselves to feel valuable. Most of the time, we're trying to make people validate and say, oh, she's good, oh, she's hardworking, oh, she's that, but you're killing yourself. You're going out of your way to do it so that people feel good about you, but you don't feel good about yourself. So I always say, who are you? Neglecting your emotional needs, it throws you off balance because you can't pretend for years. You can't pretend forever. You will get to between 0.8 and 10, and the fireworks can go off. So to create that balance, we need to speak. We need to have that conversation. We need a platform, an area where we can express ourselves, where we can be ourselves, and stop comparing our lives with others. Oh, okay, so she got married early, 10 years before you, or she got married 20 years before you. Hello, our fingers are not equal. Everybody's life is cut out for him. You are thinking you married 10 years earlier than me. Somebody married 10 years or 15 years before you. But the world hasn't stopped. We need to stop comparing our lives with others. The most important thing is what you have set for yourself. Have you been able to achieve it? Never give up on your dreams. My dad said something to me at a point when I had to make a major decision. I was in UJ, that's University of Jos, second year, and then there was this strike. And the strike, I think that's the longest strike that the schools have been for a very long time. It was like 6 months. We were home. Luckily for me, I was working and schooling, so something kept me a bit busy. But then I got a job offer that I'd been dreaming about a lifetime. And it was a decision I had to make. Should I, because of school, miss this offer? Because I needed to move from Jos to Lagos. And my dad said to me, school doesn't finish. It only expands. When you are in school, the classrooms might be 5. If you go back in 5 years' time, they would have added 2 or 3 more classes because they're taking in more intakes. If you make yourself available to be part of the people that will enter the new classroom, you will also get your school done. So the only thing I'll beg of you is I give you my blessings to go chase your dream and take that job, but fulfill my own desire to see you educated. And that thing stayed with me for a long time. And I continued working and schooling until I got my PhD, got my my master's, my MBA. And I don't even want to tell you what I went through, living in Lagos and going for my MBA in Ogbomoso. Shortly, because I was determined to get it done. The fear of saying no. 2026, let me beg of you, please let this be the year that you stop being afraid of saying no. It is one of the biggest things that throws us off balance because you become a yes person to everybody and for everybody. One thing we must realize as I round off is busyness is not productivity. You can be busy running around every day, but you're not doing anything productive. And that's where your goal setting comes in. Set achievable goals, goals that at the end of the day, you can hold on to something and say, this is what I achieved. This is mine. This is what all my sweat for 2-3 years has gained me. Note that boundaries protect this love that we're talking about. It doesn't destroy it. So when you know how to say no, It helps you. It protects the love that you're trying to keep. And rest, giving yourself the adequate rest, is part of growth. So my reflective question at this point, write down in your jotter or whatever it is you have with yourself now, what is currently draining me the most? What is currently draining me the most? Like I said, had determined and said to myself at the turn of this year that I was not going to carry any baggage from 2025. And I will prioritize myself amongst the top 3 things that I need to do. I will always find myself there. I used to spend more than 80% of my salary on people until I started realizing, that I had neglected myself for so long. So practical ways as I round up to build love and balance. Schedule rest like you schedule your work. Make sure you rest. Make sure you are physically fit, because it is she who is fit that can do exploits. If you are not physically well, mentally well, emotionally well, we hear of women slumping now and dying. Most of them, BP issues they're not aware of. Most of them, sugar levels that are not being taken care of. Because stress is one of the biggest default of diabetes, high BP. So if you are carrying people's burden more than you should, you're likely going to stress yourself so much. Practice weekly self-reflection. Take your time. Reflect. What have I done this week? Out of the things I've done, how many are for me? Out of the goals I've set for myself, what have I achieved? How much have I achieved? Reflect. Don't just go living your life from Monday to Friday without cross-checking, and be sure that you are on track doing well. Communicate clearly in relationships. Whatever relationship is around you that supports you, your spouse, your family, your friends, your co-workers, communicate clearly. Even the office setup, I tell my staff then that, please, this place is not a friendship zone. Don't come here and be having issues with your colleague and say, and I thought she was my friend. We're not here for friends. You can be cordial enough to be able to say, good morning, good evening, how's your family, how are things going? Have a cordial chat with your colleagues, but don't come here and want to be friends and asking so much. Communicate clearly in relationships, set your boundaries, healthy boundaries, and then protect your time and energy. This year, 2026, don't waste your time and energy. Make sure it is going into something, like Princess said, profitable. Something that if last year you couldn't save 5 million in your account, this year is your time and energy. Use it. Use it for your own benefit and for your own good. Set achievable goals and targets for yourself. If you have 50,000 naira today, put 20,000 naira for your give. Auntie, please, I need this, give. When that 20 finishes, it finishes. Save your 20 or 10 for your bills. Because you need to survive, you need to live. Your 10 or 20% should go into your savings. Do it disciplined. Do it intentionally. Do it strategically this year. Protect your time and energy. I'll ask you at this point again, one habit that you will start this week to improve your balance. So my last closing reflection is for you to write in your book now, one thing I will stop doing. You know, I asked earlier, what is draining you now? Ask yourself. Be sincere, be honest. It's about you. It's not me, it's you. One thing that you will stop doing, one thing that you will start doing, one thing that is dear to you that you will protect. Those three things matter. It's your season. Start living intentionally, because love grows where attention flows.
Yeah.
Love. A balanced life is not accidental, it is designed. You have to work on it. You have to be intentional. You have to be strategic about the kind of love that you receive, because even the love we receive from people, it is not all that is good for you. I personally would not want a friend who wants to take my life because she feels she has loved me. That's not friendship. That's not the kind of friendship I want. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And so be sure that you understand that peace is a form of success, and it is a platform for love to thrive. So thank you for
Thank you
listening.
so
Happy
much. Thank you so much. I'll just conclude my session, and then we now open the floor.
yeah.
Dr. Ogolo is going to answer the question asked by Vivian, and everybody will open their mic and express themselves about what love is about for them this season. So, is love wasteful? Loving, whether a person, a dream, a place, or even an idea, can feel wasteful when the outcome doesn't match the effort. When love isn't returned, or when it fades, or when it hurts, it's easier to wonder if all that energy could have been saved. Love isn't a transaction. It's not a resource you run out of. It's more like a muscle. Using it shapes you, strengthens you, teaches you what matters, and expands your capacity to feel. Why love is rarely a waste? It reveals who you are, not just who you care about. It shapes your values, what you want, what you won't accept, what you hope for. It connects you to the world. Even when the connection is temporary, it builds emotional depth, which is the opposite of waste. Even love that ends leaves you with something: clarity, resilience, memory, or growth. Sometimes all of this. And it is okay if it feels wasteful. Feelings,
Feelings.
yeah,
Yeah.
somebody talking.
Somebody talking.
Okay. So let me continue. It says it's okay for you to feel that love is wasteful sometimes, because sometimes we do feel that way. And it's okay also to remember that all the years and energy put into love cannot be wasteful, because like it says, it teaches you something. You learn from it. Whether it's negative or positive, there's something that love changes in your life. Feelings don't have to be logical to be real. If you're asking this because you are hurting or disappointed, that's valid. Love can be exhausting. It can feel like pouring water into a cracked cup. So, I want to end my session by saying, love is sweet. Happy Valentine to all of you that is here. For those of you that did not receive cards from the loved ones, those of you that didn't receive cards from family, those
Family.
receive gift, love is real.
Love is real.
Love is sweet.
Love is sweet.
I don't know why I'm
I don't
echoing.
know why I'm echoing.
So
So
please feel free to love. Don't
feel
be
free to
afraid
love.
to love.
Yeah.
Let your love be agape love. A love that does not boast. A love that does not exclude. And a love helps everybody around you.
Hey.
So I want to say thank you. We're on the platform of the Expert Professional and Business Women's Network International. We're a network of professional women and business women. We're in over 25 countries around the world. So we build healthy networking, and we empower ourselves through such trainings as we have today. So going to open the floor from all what we have shared. If you have any contribution, if you have any questions, the floor is open. So you can mute as you want to. Thank you. Ogola, do you want to answer the question?
Yeah, but I can't see the question. So whoever posted, just unmute yourself.
Let me read it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Or since it's interactive, whoever posted can just unmute and ask the question.
Oh, Dr. Vivian, can you ask your question?
Oh, yes. Thank you. I think we're echoing because a lot of people are not muted.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's better. Okay. Yes. Thank you for such an interesting session. I really enjoyed listening to you and your perspective. I wanted to ask, because you talked about managing expectations and our expectation linked to our love language. That's what I asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because when you are saying to yourself that you love somebody without defining what that love is, the way you speak about that person or to that person, it's different until something happens. Then you need to check yourself and you start having that reflection and asking yourself, and this is somebody that I thought was so, and so. So it does affect our language. It does. Do you understand?
Yes, I do understand. We expect certain things from our spouse.
Yeah.
Or the people that are around us, not our spouse only.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times our women, we do not define our love language properly, like you rightly said. Yeah.
And that greatly
And a lot of people don't even know what their love language is. Yeah. And I attended a meeting, I think a few years ago, and where they were talking about our love languages and helping us to know the things that we love and the things that we value. But
yes,
a lot of women don't know this. And when we do not even know ourselves, so how then can we manage our expectations?
Exactly.
So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that I do is helping individuals have clarity of identity, helping you understand who you truly are, helping you understand your strength, your values, your beliefs, and the unique talents that God has given you. A lot of us lose all this. And that's why I said that some people journey through life without finding that purpose, without having that fulfillment. And it affects a whole lot of things. It does. It does. Thank you.
And just to add to what Dr. Ogola said, everything is connected. And that is why we always talk about balance. If things are not connected, we won't be talking about gravity and balance and variables and dynamics. So if you see that your spouse or your friends do not understand your love language, there's always miscommunication. And once there is miscommunication, there's a strain on that relationship. So, and as individuals, we should be able to express our love language to our spouses, our friends, to say, this is how I relate when these things happen. And that is why in a relationship, there's a period of introduction. There's a period for discovery. There's a period to set the boundaries. And there's a period for both parties to accept and put the cards on the table. In that way, it's not by error that you find out what is wrong, or why is my spouse not recognizing my love language, or why is he not responding, or why is he not appreciative, or why is she not understanding. For example, a lot of men think picking up the bills, feeding you, clothing you, housing you translate to love. For some women, that could actually translate to love, and they can live that kind of life with you. But for some women, she might not just understand that is love. She might just see it as your duty to provide, and she wants more. She wants romance. She wants a little peck on the cheek. She wants a little pat on her back. She wants hugs. She wants kisses. So as spouses or any relationship, there must be a discovery time where you know what each other, how you tick, what makes you happy, what makes the other person happy, and how do you, that's now, marriage now creates that platform where there's a compromise, where the two of you now come together and merge your differences and make it a safe environment for the both of you. So when the both of you are in that safe environment, there is that boundary, there's that acceptance, and there is that rejection, because you've discovered yourself to know how far you can go with each other. So love languages translate to having a life balance, because if both people in a relationship does not understand how love looks for the other person, that's when you hear people say we're not compatible. Oh, we see things from the two different lenses. That's when you start hearing all the cliche that is causing a lot of separation and a lot of divorces in marriage. There must be a time for discovery to understand what love means to the other person. Thank you. Any other questions? Any contribution? Dr. CJ, you want to introduce yourself? Can you hear me? Okay. So for us to round up, if you will just go around, if it's okay with you, just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll say the last bit for the program. So Dr. Vivian, you want to tell us?
I am hearing you and I'm greeting.
Okay, now we can hear you. Thank you for
Okay,
joining.
good evening. Yes. So sorry, I'm late. My flight was delayed, so I'm just coming in. I told you earlier on that my flight will be delayed.
Thank you for
So now that
joining.
I had a bit of what you are discussing. Yeah. Beautiful one. Love.
Yes.
But to me, the definition of love is still not very clear to me. As I journey into relationship of family. as to me, I see it as a responsibility, because after some years in marriage, let's say 5 years, 10 years, it becomes responsibility that you own that person, the love. You must love, unconditionally, and just do what you're supposed to do to make the family function. Because if you don't do that, I don't really consider in marriage the bills. The bills must be paid.
Yes.
Whether it's coming from the woman or it's coming from the man. And that is where understanding must come in. If you follow love, sometimes the man is not pecking you, he's not doing what he's supposed to do, or the woman is not pecking you, or the woman is not keeping herself clean. If you look at all that, you see, she's not pressing the toothpaste well, she's not cleaning the toilet, he's not doing that. If you look at all that, that is what brings separation. But if you decide to see it as an obligation to make it work, then the love that you put in becomes unconditional love. And if two of you can be putting unconditional love just to make it work, not to see each other's shortcomings, then it will work out.
Exactly.
Yeah, there are other things, like you said, but the paramount is to make the love work and the family to function. That's how I say it.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Honestly,
yes.
I totally agree with you that love is obligation. Love is sacrificial. At the beginning, we talked about love being sacrificial. We talk about love creating stability, independence, and resilience. So when you love somebody, in love, we talk about the 20% syndrome that is affecting all marriages. You'll be in a marriage where you have 80% functioning. You can manage. But because your attitude towards that 20% that you don't get, it can destroy everything beautiful in a relationship. So a lot of quarrels happening in families is based on one, or in relationships, is based on one particular person focusing or fixated on that 20% of their life that is not functioning. And it affects every other thing. So if you get into a relationship where you know that you want to give a sacrificial love, it's not easy. Nobody is coming to tell you that giving sacrificially is easy, because you're a human being. There'll be times you'll be very angry. There'll be times you'll be very sad. There'll be times you will look up and say, what am I doing here? How did I get here? Do you understand? They're all valid feelings.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that your situation is so terrible, but at that particular time, because even the Bible says there are seasons. When those seasons come, you need to identify them, master them, and wait for that season to pass so that you can bloom back to who you are. And that is why I keep, when I counsel women, I say you are the stability of your home. You cannot have your emotion running from one extreme to the other. And that does not mean that you will not express your anger, you will not express your disappointment, you will not express your desires, or you will not wish for more. But you have to be the stabilizing force in the home, where even, like you said, all that 20% is disturbing you, is making you angry. Just know that I cannot give up all these beautiful things for 20%. I can survive.
20%. Sure. Yeah, sure.
So love is sacrificial. But it's also, let us not simplify it to that point where people think, okay, no. It's also the willingness of the people involved in a relationship.
Sure.
Because one person cannot be in a relationship. It's exhausting. It's a mental torture. Is mean-spirited for a spouse to put another person in a situation where they are in a relationship, but they are lonely, they are sad. It's unacceptable. So as much as love is sacrificial, the two people involved in the relationship must understand that we need to meet each other's needs.
Sure.
So I just want to correct the impression that you don't have to take everything just because you want to maintain the home and be the sacrificial love. Sacrificial love does not boast. Sacrificial love is not selfish. Sacrificial love is not destructive. So it should be on both sides.
Sure.
You
And it doesn't matter if you are the breadwinner, because most women now are the breadwinner. It doesn't matter. You understand?
Yes.
So,
but sometimes it matters in the different culture, because we should also put a cap to what we say. It does matter. Who the breadwinner is in some relationship does matter, based on the tradition or the environment they find themselves. Let us not downplay that aspect. It does matter. There are environments where the woman is a breadwinner and is a no-go area. It's not acceptable. It's not palatable for the man. Even the environment does not make it palatable for the man. There's also other environments where the woman is a breadwinner and the man is happy to be a house husband, taking care of the children and helping out in the whole environment. And they've they have mastered and formulated their own pattern to make their marriage work. So each marriage has their manual. There's no generic manual for relationship.
And that's a virgin land.
Yes. So that is why
it's a continuous learning school.
Yes, there must be a continuous learning.
You don't graduate.
It's a continuous learning school.
Yes.
Yes. So, any more questions or contribution?
Like today is my wedding anniversary.
Happy wedding anniversary and happy Valentine. So for me, I would like to emphasize that a woman who loves whole, her spirit is whole, because the worst thing that can happen to a woman is to withhold love. The way God has created a woman is to express love, and that is why we are the carriers of life. Because if we do not have love, how do we nurture life? So for all the women who have been hurt, who have suffered brokenness, don't allow it steal your love.
Have you heard?
Because love heals a woman. A lot of women who experience bad marriages, bad relationship, and closed up, they wasted so many years of fear and not seeing the things that God is bringing to their space to identify that I can try again. There's something I grew up with. I know my kids, they say, oh, Mom, you're so optimistic. Mommy, you see good in everything. It's deliberate. When you see good in everything, then it keeps your heart light. So you have to love in such a way that you protect yourself, but don't allow any situation in life stop you from loving, because God made us to be people who nurture, who love, who care, who provide, who protect. If you not deny yourself this capability that God has given to you, you become empty. And you see, love is not always romance. Love is about your environment. All the people that come through your house, your hands, your career, your office. If you show them love, you will see how you will glow. Love makes a woman glow. And that love, I'm not talking about romance. I'm not talking about this thing. I'm talking about just genuinely loving people, creating environments where people can thrive, where people can be themselves, where people can trust that you will not judge them, where people can rely on your support at each turn. So love is not just restricted to, to a loving, a sexual or a romance relationship. Love is all about being a human being, being a woman. We were made of love, because when they said, when God created us, you know, He gave us the curves, everything that makes us look lovable. He gave us a heart to be able to bring life to the world and nurture them. Without love, you can't do all that. And that is why in the Bible, there's nowhere in the Bible that it says, wife, love your husband. We are love. We are the epitome of love. When you look at a woman, a woman is an epitome of what love should look like.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. Woman,
you know,
is already love. You know.
For a man, that's why in the Bible, is a man that was instructed to love. Because God realized when He was creating them that he like Yoruba people say, "Oh, kudie," he remained small. He forgot that element of love. So by the time he remembered, he had already wired them in such a way that they are robotic. So when He was molding us, the women, He put this soft touch in us, you know. And that is why when a woman comes into the life of a man, she's able to, not every woman, because there are women who do not have motherly instinct, love instinct. They're more like men themselves in character and in habit. But that's why a woman has always been an epitome of love for a lot of people. So when a woman understands what love is all about, she will not allow anybody to deprive her the pleasure of loving and receiving love. I see a lot of women that are in bad marriages or toxic relationship because they don't receive love from the woman or the. I'm sorry, I'm so allergic that my nose drips. I'm sorry. That the man they live with or the woman they live with is not expressing love to them. And then they just suddenly, pull themselves away. They will not receive love from any other person around them. They become allergic to love. No, love is beautiful. Love is not about romance. Love is not about a husband or a wife. Love is about being a human being, being humane. Making people who come into your comfort zone to feel loved, appreciated, nurtured, so that by the time they live in your presence, they say, oh, I feel good. You uplift people's spirit. So once we reduce love to this boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, all the silliness that has taken over what love really means, everybody's getting it wrong. Love is about your personality. Love is about who you are. Love is about how you treat people that come into your life. Love is not about one man telling you you're the sugar in my tea, you're the apple on the tree, you're the gravity I can float on. No, that is all superficial, and that is a very transactional. In my research, I found out that love is not transactional. There are things that come with love that are mandatory, like providing shelter, food, clothing, water for your family. Those are mandatory. It's not transactional. But when love gets to the point where for you to have intimate moment with somebody, you have to buy a gift, or you have to cook food, you have to be the best girl in the house before you get emotional satisfaction, then that is not love. You are enslaved to somebody's whims and power. So love gives so naturally that it's supposed to be a second nature to us. So if we have not gotten to that point where love comes naturally to us as we relate to other people outside of romantic setting, then we don't really know what love is all about. So love should build. Love should protect. Love should provide. And love is not comparable. And love does not have expectation that because I did, you hear some people say, oh, after all I've done for you, after this, what is after? If you are going to recount after, it means you were doing those things grudgingly. But if you're not doing them grudgingly, that you will never open your mouth to say to somebody, oh, after I did this for you, no, they are part of the packages that comes with loving somebody. They are mandatory, especially in a marriage environment where love demands that you provide, you protect, you instruct, you lead spiritually, emotionally, you must be present. It's not a favor. When you say you love somebody and you treat them as if you're doing them a favor, that's not love. That's enslavement. Love frees. When you say when the person that God has set free is free indeed, love sets you free. Love allows you to be who you want to be. Love pushes you towards your aspirations, your ambitions, your dreams. Love does not put oh God, love does not, and I don't have any tissue close to me, forgive my bad manners. No, love does not restrain. Love is not suggestive. It's not restraining. Love is something that sees you, an embodiment of God's creation, and you want to bring the best out of the person. Love does not stipple somebody, say, oh, no, you cannot. No. Once you start expressing love that gives you a restriction, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot, then you just know that you are in for a long ride. Because either you will disappear, your personality will change, or you'll be totally unhappy person. So love is about making things around you grow. Love makes things grow. Love does not destroy. So once we get to understand that there's more to love than just romantic relationship, I think our attitudes to each other, our attitude to life, our attitude to the positions that we hold will not affect how we relate to people. I see my members, Maureen Idozu, you're welcome. Janet-Pam, you're welcome. And who else is here? And the usual Nkiru, Nne, and Liz. Thank you for staying. And Dr. Vivian, thank you for staying this long. And so the floor is open. So Maureen, if you want to contribute or introduce yourself, that would be fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Princess, and good evening, everybody. It's just lovely to be here and to hear these great insights from you. I'm just enjoying the conversation. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Those are members of the Expert Professional and Business Women's Network International. We partner. Sometimes she gives trainings when we have our workshops, our seminars and summits. She's one of our speakers and trainers and participants. So for those of you joining us for the first time, please, when you see our program, join us. We're a platform that builds capacity for women. We have pro bono lawyers who help women in difficult situations. We have anonymous psychologists that will help with if it's grieving, difficulties, abuse, whatever you're going through. We have those support systems that we can do. If you also want to change your career, we have people like Dr. Ogola who will do personal development plan with you, walk through the process with you. If you want to publish a book, your story, we're here. We have a publishing house where we can help you publish your story at a minimum cost, and you'll be in control of your books and the revenues that come from your book. So we do a lot of things here on this platform, and we will not stop. And if you continue to show up for our programs, we'll be able to reach many women, because as you come into our programs and get the knowledge, interactions, the understanding, as you go to many platforms, you'll be able to also share those insights with other women on those other platforms. Thank you. Okay. Dr. Golo, you want to round up the session? If there are no questions, and I see, I would like to introduce my sister-in-law, since she's on this platform. I'm so proud, happy, excited, that is Dr. Janet-Pam. I think one day we'll host her on this program for her to tell her story. She's a mother of 4. She's a medical doctor. She's been living in the UK for the past 20-something, close to 30 years now. And she just discovered herself in a totally different field from medical field. She's the world powerlifting champion. She's the European champion for powerlifting. She's the national champion for powerlifting. And she's 57 years old. So I would like to welcome Janet-Pam and if you want to show your face, and for everybody here to say congratulations. 2 days ago, she just won the European Championship and she set the world record for powerlifting for women in her age group. Janet-Pam, you're welcome. They're clapping for you. Where is Janet-Pam? Okay, she's here, but maybe she's not disposed to speak. But I just wanted to give her a shout out for her achievement, for everything she has achieved, being able to change her career to what it is today. I'm so proud of her, and she's an example of women not giving up on your dreams. She's an example of a woman who rebranded herself. She's an example of a woman who is determined to give a mark and make an impact in her environment. So congratulations to you, Janet-Pam. So
Thank you.
I hand over to Dr. Onazi.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
I'm sorry,
Champion,
I was trying to
champion,
unmute myself. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what this thing is. Okay, sorry. I just want to put on my video. Gosh. I'm not good at this. So.
Just look for the video icon and click on it.
Near the mic icon.
Okay. So
that's
sorry.
the champion.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so sorry. I've been under the weather since after the competition. I mean, in Finland, it's minus 16 degrees centigrade, and I've got a viral infection. I'm sorry I joined late. I slept off and then woke up.
Okay, good to see you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much to all of you. Thanks for the honor and what you said. Really, this past year has been, only God knows. I call it a supernatural year because what I have achieved, I don't know. It's not me. It's God. I don't know. From one. Being a local, I tried people suggested, oh, you should go and try this. I didn't see it in myself that I could do it. I went and I won a local competition, went for a national, I caused an upset, won the national competition, then went to the Worlds, won that, and then came to the European where I completely, I thought I would probably get a silver, but then God, I at the last lift, the person who was, on paper supposed to be the champion, she'd been winning for years. She missed her lift, and I beat her by about 5 kilograms. So, I'm still in disbelief, but I thank God. And yes, like you said, it's never too late. I only when I think about what is happening in my life, I think of Abraham and Sarah in the Bible, where they did not, at their ages, they thought having a child was impossible, but God made it possible. So that is the way I see myself, because I'm 57, going to be 58 this year. Lifting that kind of weight, those kind of weights, I don't know. It's just God. So it's never too late for anyone to fulfill your dreams or your purpose in life. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Well done.
Thank you.
Like I said to you, that I wish Ungo Elizabeth-Pam was alive to see you excel, see you soar,
Yeah.
in all these. That would have made her day. That would have been a blessing she would have held so close to her heart. So, but we thank God for everything. We're so proud of you. So go, girl, go keep winning and keeping God in your corner.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Is that Mr. Pam behind you? He wants us to hear.
He's sleeping.
Okay, so have a lovely day.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I hand over to OG.
All right, thank you very much. On behalf of all of us, want to say thank you for joining us this evening. It's really...
Okay.
I'm here.
I want to pin you up.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to thank everyone that took out time to join us for this lovely evening of conversation. Like I said at the beginning, we're trying to build a community of women where we can come together and share times like this. The link is there, join, we'll build gradually, but I'm sure between Princess and I, we should be able to have this kind of conversations maybe once a month, on topics and issues that, touch us to help us live balanced life the way that it should be lived. I think women are going through a lot, and that balance can help us live longer than we do now. So I really want to say thank you for taking time out. We really need to sign off now so we can. The link is in the chat. You see the link in the chat. Just click it. You'll be added. So we can go have ourselves some little Valentine evening with our loved ones. And Dr. CJ, happy.
Have my wine. I'm just waiting.
Happy wedding anniversary.
Wedding anniversary.
Congratulations on your wedding anniversary as well on a day like this. And I pray that we will all take time out to, answer some of those reflective questions and try as much as you can in 2026 to answer that question, who am I? Who am I?